My girls hold me down. Them boys, they mess around. My love life is a mess. We're going out tonight because I'm looking for love. Oh, yeah, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's Sisters, Season 3, Episode 16, at 7. And I gotta tell you, just like the Oval, this must have been a filler episode. It was as I. That's all I got for this episode. I guess I would have to say the best part was the beginning when Zach put his foot in Hayden's behind. You know what I mean? But anyway, before we get started, shout out to everybody in my comment section. Shout out to all of my subscribers, new and old. And if you have not, as of yet, subscribed to Barbie J's channel, which is June BLC, then take a moment and do that right now. Subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button. You are on June BLC, and it's the place you want to be. Come on, y'all, now. Support me, help my channel grow, and share my videos. Anyhow, let me tell you, this episode, like I said, to me, the best part was the beginning. When Zach and Hayden had a face-off. That's how I feel. It was a face-off in front of the real estate agent. What was her name? Renee or something like that. And she's like, didn't know that they knew each other. Oh, it's a small town and all this stuff. And he's like, what do you want? What do you want, Hayden? And he's asking the lady, Renee, what is this about the backup offer and all this stuff? And, they break it down. Hayden's like, let me break it down to you. Let me tell this idiot ass. That's how I took it. I wish I didn't take it that way, but I did. But he kept saying, what do you want? What do you want? He said, I want to know how'd you do this after being in Chain Breakers and was able to afford this. And he said, none of your effing business, Hayden. It's none of your business. None your business, okay? And he said, well, you made it my business when you started messing around with Fatima. Huh? I was like, what did he just play? I had to play that back 3 times. Because you made it my business, because you made it my business, because you made it my business. Well, I was like, Fatima. I was like, he done lost his damn mind. Hayden, how many ways Fatima got to tell you she don't like you, she don't want you, in the back off. I guess it's the same amount of time Zach got to tell Karen, oops, did I say that? Okay, this is getting ridiculous with these people. He said, well, I'm not messing around with Fatima. What I'm doing is blowing her back out. I said, I was dying. He said, well, she never came home. She never did that to you, As soon as you walk in the door, right? He was rubbing it in on Hayden. He was like, yeah, I get her in there and do her right. It was like, oh, my God. I was cracking up. So he basically said he feels like Zach is doing something illegal. And like he gonna find out what it is. And Zach went in on Hayden. I'm telling you, he really did. And said if he don't stop messing with him and Fatima, he was going to have to see him. Because he told him he would step to him. But I guess that's the new saying, I'm going to have to see you. He's like, whoa, I can't wait to see this. You going to really see me? He said, yeah. And then he calls Renee back in there. He's like, Renee, check this. Hayden will be leaving. And he is not putting in an offer on this property. He said, and if it gets to that point, I'll pay. Like, he'll pay for all of it. Oh, it's like that, Hayden said. He said, yeah, it's like that, mother. I was like, oh, my God, this is getting funky. Zach was like, I'm done right now. I wish Zach would have told Fatima while she was at work. It's ridiculous. But he told Renee, Hayden finally left, and Zach told Renee, if he calls you again, you make sure you call me. And she's like, okay, are we good? He's like, yeah. He said, no more backup offers? She said, no. So I was like, Dad. Then we got Jacoby. Jacoby comes to the bank with roses for Sabrina. He a crazy mother. Shut your mouth. I tell you, he crazy. And she don't want the damn flowers. She don't want to talk to him in private either. And Maurice is standing right there. He doing all the talking, saying she not want to be bothered. And she's standing there with her mouth closed. Kind of what she did when her girls came after Calvin and her apartment. You know, she just stood there like she's an idiot or something. Like she don't have words to say or don't know what to say. It was just weird. Anyway, so she told him she don't trust him to be alone with him and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, y'all tell me if I'm wrong and y'all let me know in the comment section. Didn't she let him in her house for him to apologize? And I said to y'all, why the hell she let him in and closed the door behind her? That was real stupid. Like he could have grabbed her and beat the crap out of her. But she opened her apartment door and let him come in. So how afraid are you? Are you really? You know? So he said, you know, my bad. I'm sorry. When I get mad, I say stupid shit, you know, and he was apologizing to her profusely. And Maurice steps away and allows them to talk for a minute, but he watches from afar. You know, she's like, you can watch me from over there. And then he had the nerve to say, at least can you take the flowers? And she took the roses and stuff finally. And then he wanted to go out on a date. Did he say that? Did that nutcase ask her to go out on a date? Yes, he did. He wanted to go out on a date with her. And he, you know, she was like, no, I don't think so, or whatever. So when he was about to leave, he yells back and apologizes to Maurice too and stuff. And you know, Maurice started calling him name. Yeah, Jepaqua and all this stuff, and Jojo and Janifa and, oh, you know, he started calling them all the J words. It was crazy. It wasn't funny. But then we had the nerve to learn when, what's her name? Sabrina was talking to who was she talking to? Was it Danny? And she said Jacoby wasn't even his real name. I said, what? It wasn't a first or last name, so something was weird with that. That's crazy. So then we had Karen showing up at Danny's job to talk to Zach, and she said, I told you that he was leaving. Oh, he left. Yeah, I told you he was leaving. He said he was leaving. Well, call him. She said, what is it? Is there something wrong with your brain or something? You know, let it go, Karen. Let it go. She's like, no, call him. He's not answering my calls. I know you didn't come all the way down here just to talk to Zach. Oh, yes, I did. Is something wrong with your brain? You know, she's just like, just call him. So she calls Zach, and Zach answers, what do you want, with a bad attitude and stuff? And she's like, where you at? What are you doing? Are you home? Are you at the airport? He said, what do you want? And she's like, Karen's here, you know? And he's like, I don't want to talk to her. And he kept saying he don't want to talk to her. Karen snatched the phone out of Danny's hand and proceeds to talking to Zach, talk about, you blocked me. He said, no, I didn't. I unblocked you. Well, you're not answering my calls. He said, because I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you. He's like, I mean, really, what do you want to talk about, Karen? You know, and he was like, I need closure, and I need you to say, you know, tell me my face. I told you before, no, you was mad. Tell me when you're not mad. So she told him, no, she wants to, they have to talk in person. And so he's like, no, this is over. He said, I love you, but this is over. You have got to get over it and let it go. You gotta, you know. So she's like, no, I still got to see you in person. He's like, why? She's like, so you can say it to me when you're not upset, you know. And he refuses to be to meet her at her house, because she was like, how about be at my house? Nah. How about at the salon? Nah. He was like, we'll do it at Danny's house. Meet, you know, at 7. So that's the title, at 7. So that's at Danny's house. And Danny's sitting there. She's like, Danny, is that all right? And Danny's like, she don't know what to say. Like, she's like, why I'm in the middle of the shit now? You know, she don't want it at her house. She want to go home and mind her business. That's what she want. So that's what they decide. They're going to meet there. And so I just got tired of saying she needs closure. But when he gives the phone back to Danny, he tells Danny he was pissed at her and he was going to get her for that, you know. And Danny was like, yes, I got it. I understand. She like, but she told Karen, what is it, girl? Why do you feel you had to say it? She said, I feel like he already told you that. And Karen's just still playing with the, I need him to say when he not mad. I needed to say, quote, you the one that was getting rid of him. You the one that said y'all was done, honey. So then it goes to Maurice. He's in the home telling that white bartender that Q called him and he was trying to find the place, I get him to tell where he was. And he thinks Maurice is trying to really hook up with Quincy again and stuff. He started looking at Maurice like kind of suspiciously, like, what are you trying to do? Because you said he good in bed and all that. And he said, please, he pulled a gun on me. And the bartender said, well, we all know that's not the first man to pull a gun on you. And he's like, oh, no, you're right about that. But that was only one time, So then Calvin comes home as the bartender was leaving. And Maurice, he's talking to Maurice. And he asked Maurice, what did Sabrina, as he put it, what did Sabrina pray tell? What did she say? No, did you talk to, no, he asked him, did you talk to Sabrina today? And pray tell, what did she say? And I'm like, pray tell? I ain't heard pray tell and who knows when. Where'd he get that from? So he just tells him that Sabrina's just jealous a little bit. And he suggests that Calvin buy some food and bring a nice bottle of wine over to Sabrina's house and talk to her. And that's it. And he said, that's a good idea. And that's what he went and did. In the meantime, Zach calls Fatima he calls Fatima's office phone. And she calls him back on her cell, because she's like, she ain't supposed to be using that phone. That's how Hayden's finding out stuff. So he tells her about Karen at him all the time. Karen's at him and she keeps calling and she wants to meet tonight for closure. So Fatima's like, and what are you going to do? And he said, I'm going to meet with her. And Fatima's her response is kind of cool. Because, the last time he met with her, they end up having sex or whatever it is in that office. So her response made Zach feel some type of way. And he was like, come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Talk to me. Please talk to me. And he's like, you got to trust me. She's like, well, it's kind of hard for me to do. And the last time you went to, y'all were just effing her. You were just effing her, And he said, but I wasn't committed to you then. She's like, are you now? And he's like, yes, I'm committed. So I'm going to meet her 7 at Danny's. And she's like, okay. But she said, Zach, I'm a woman. And I think Karen wants you and not closure. So Fatima's kind of upset. And she kind of sort of hangs up on Zach. Aww. Speaking of Zach, him and his wife in real life had a baby. They just had I don't know if it was a boy or girl, but they just gave birth and had the baby. I believe it was this week. So I saw it on social media. People were congratulating them. Anyway, congratulations, DeVille. So then Andy arrives at the salon, at Karen's salon, and Karen's not there. And she, she's stuck there standing there talking to Pam, and she's waiting for Pam to call her. Pam is like, well, you want me to call Pam? It's just too much. But anyway, flowers get delivered for Karen, and Pam's like, don't you want to know who they're from? And she's like, I'm sure she'll tell me. Well, the card's right there. She's telling her, I know she the nosy type. She said, I'm not going to read her card. It's not my card, and you shouldn't either. She was like, I don't have to because I know they from Aaron. She said, she was also saying she's sure, Aaron really cares for Karen, that he might probably ask her to marry her or something like that soon. So, but she says she don't know. She's not sure. She don't really like him right now because his wife killed herself right there, right in the salon. She said, I was here. And she said, and I was about to get out of there, run or something like that. She said, oh, you was about to protect Karen? She said, no, honey, I was not about to protect her. I was about to get my butt up out of here. She was like, oh, you such a nice friend. She said, somebody got to live to tell, what did she say, Benjamin Crump? She said, someone got to live to tell Benjamin Crump what happened. And Andy, as an attorney, I'm shocked she didn't know this. She's like, Benjamin Crump, who's that? She said, you know the lawyer that represents every black person. Don't it seem like every time, it seems like it, but it's every time a black person get killed by a white person or a white police officer or something. It was so funny. But she was saying, isn't it weird that, he sends these flowers every other week or something to the place where his wife killed herself, where she died. And he sends them I think she said every week, is it? Or every other week. And she was like, honey, if it was me, I would tell him to run me the money. Karen sure could use that money. She's like telling all her business. It's ridiculous. So Karen comes in and they talk in the back, and Andy came just to apologize, and she told her, I'm trying to be fair. I don't want to be in the middle of it and stuff. And she thinks Karen should move on. And Karen's like, oh, really? She said, well, I'm meeting him tonight, and he could tell me himself. She said, you are? Really? Yeah. I'm meeting at Andy's. Did she tell her she's meeting at Danny's house or something like that? She said, I don't think that's a good idea. I really don't think it's a good idea. Well, I have a great man. Karen breaks it down and tells, I have a great man who really cares for me and loves me and stuff and wants to be with me. She said, and I keep screwing it up by saying Zach's name during sex. Ooh! Ooh, she sure did. She said a couple of times. And Andy's like, ooh, okay. So I can't think straight until we talk. I just can't, she said. And she tells Andy that she needs closure as well. And she's sick of being, and Andy's like, I'm just sick of being in the middle. And she said, okay, friend, fine. So she said, please call me after you see him. She said, why? Why should I call? What's the purpose of me calling? You don't want to be in the middle, right? I said, oh, she slapped it right back at you, girl. Hit you back with it. She hit you with a 1-2. Ooh. Then they show Sabrina calling Danny, and they talk, and she's asking Sabrina about her day at the bank and how things went after them getting robbed and all that stuff. Well, they didn't really get robbed. Remember that. But then she was like, yeah, it's okay. Or something like that. She said the day was okay. So Danny tells her about what happened when that Karen came by to see her, just to see Zach, really. And that they're meeting at her house tonight. And she's like, why they at your house? And she said, well, that's what they picked. I don't know. She said, oh, I could understand, though, because the energy between those two. She said she gets it because the energy around them or something between is so strong, She said, well, why don't you come too? And we could just make a party out of it, and we all be here. Because she was asking, is she going to be there or she going to leave them, She said, I'm going to be there in my apartment. So she was like, I can't. She said, I can't come. I had enough drama for today myself. She said, well, what happened with you? So she told her what happened with Jacoby. And that's when we learned that she said, Jacoby's not even his real name, is not his first name or his last name. So I said, what the hell? And supposedly when she talked to her supervisor, Miss India or whatever, she learned that he's done this before or something like that. He gets into these arguments and disagreements, and then he goes off and says these things to people. I was like, what? It don't even make no sense. This ain't making no sense. So while she's talking to her, you hear a knock at the door. Knock, knock. And she's like, well, who's that? Because they can hear everything clear through the phones, And she's like, I don't know. And so she opens the door and it's Calvin, And he's showing up, of course, without calling first. One of people's pet peeves. Don't show up in my damn house without, calling first. So they hang up. She allows him in because he brought food and wine. And she realizes it's because of Maurice that he's there. And she lets him, in. And they want to talk. And so you want to know why about... He asked her, so you want to know about Peggy? And he told her that they've been hooking up for years. She said, well, what is it about her? Why her? And he said, Peggy is like me. He wanted to have a drink and talk and discuss it, but she didn't want to drink. She wanted to be straight, clear-headed, I guess, or whatever. So he's like, Peggy's a free spirit like him, and she doesn't judge him in the bedroom, and he doesn't judge her as well, which makes sense. We just go for it. I said, all right now. She said, yeah, but what does she do that I can't do? I was like, shit, you can't commit, honey. You can't commit. This white girl could commit to every once in a while having sex. You can't commit to being in a relationship with him. So that's on you, baby girl. And I'm like, really? When she said that? Anyway, He said, it's just that I'm familiar with her. I guess it's been years, so it's just familiar. And he's like, can we just, let's open this bottle of wine and I'll tell you everything. So that's what happened. And then it ended with that nutcase. Gary is at Andy's house with that therapist. Excuse me, somebody. Somebody got to help me. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't remember stuff well. But didn't Gary leave his damn key? And Andy said she was going to change the damn locks. So how he sitting up in her house with that therapist that she called a quack and didn't want to see her no more? What the hell? What is it us? What is going on here? Somebody done lost something in the script. So she's going to be upset. She said when she sees me, hell yeah, Andy going to go off, probably knock her out. And she's like, oh yeah, she's going to say this and she's going to do that. And what did she say when you said this? And what did, I mean, she was just like, she a quack. She a quack, quack, Donald Duck quack, Minnie Duck quack, quack, quack. That's what she is. So Gary, and the fact that he didn't tell her, he didn't warn her ahead of time. This don't make no sense, Gary. So Gary calls Andy to see, if she's on her way. And she said, I'll be there in 30 minutes, right? And the therapist was like, okay, well, that gives us enough time to try another experiment. I said, oh, God, what is this one? So she's like, you have a lot of guilt on you because you were married, when you was dealing with Andy. And he said, but you got to remember, she knew what she was doing. She knew you were married and she knew what she was doing. So you can't be upset with yourself. So anyway, she tells him to relax, close his eyes and relax. And she's rubbing his arms and feeling his arms and stuff. Just relax and stuff. And how does it make you feel? No, it don't make me feel anyway. Exactly, She says, so what if I do this? She put her face down between this man's legs in his crouch. This biatch is crazy. Y'all tell me Andy ain't right about her. She gonna try to get everything. Next thing, her tongue gonna be out licking his damn pants. And next time, let's try this time with your zipper open and your penis out and touching my tongue. That's what she gonna be doing. This quickity quack quack is crazy. And I don't mean with a K. I mean with a K, QW, crazy. She crazy, y'all. Let me stop. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I thought it was boring. I didn't care much for it. It was, like I said, I. So y'all let me know how y'all feel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And let me know what your thoughts are. Did I miss anything? It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace. Bye, everybody.